Hi besties! Welcome back to my channel. And for those who are new here, hi, I'm Candy from the Porkchop Bun, your best friend in Macau. And on my live streams, I talk about things that people would like to know more about Macau. And this also gives me a chance to show people how cool Macau really is. And for today's live stream, I want to go over how to register a business in Macau, like some tips and advice on some applications, so you have a smooth sailing journey. And I just want to say hi! Hello there! Hello! Yeah, so, the reason I want to go over this topic because I believe it is so important to know, especially if you're planning to register a business and you have zero clue what you have to do. Like, it can be extremely overwhelming, like with the amount of information. And like the thing is, like, when none of your friends can really answer like how to register a business, like you just feel really hopeless, okay? Because it's just like there's so many components to it. You know, I didn't study law at all. My background is not in law, so it's like there's just so many things. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I remember like when I was like registering a business, it was just like insane, and I was stressed out, and I don't know what to do. So hopefully this live stream will help you, and hopefully I can guide you the basics so you'll know how to register your business in Macau. And a quick background about me, as a lot of you know that like I studied in Canada for all my life, so I would say like English is my like first language. Like, you know, I've been there since I was like 2 years old in Canada, and then like, you know, I went back to Macau when I just finished university, so 20 something years in Canada, everyone. And like, you know, like I can read and speak in Chinese, like, however, like if it is reading like official government documents, I'm gonna have a lot of trouble, okay? Like I have a lot of trouble reading it because I just like official documents, obviously, that, you know, we don't use some words like everyday words, right? Like I can read the menu no problem, but once it hits official documents, I'm like this is me when I was like when I was registering my business. I was literally like, oh my gosh, like what is going on? And so I want you to avoid all the mistakes that I have made, and to save up some time from like running back and forth from like one office to another office. Like, this will be a 2-part series, so I don't want it to make it a really long and like 2 or 3 hours about this topic. Like, I'd rather have separated into like 1 or 2 or 3 series, just to make sure that you get the information clear. Or if you have any questions, you can leave it in the group chat below, because I want to make sure you know the basics. Like, I'm emphasizing this, like, okay, like this government process, it is not like a simple 1-day thing you're gonna get done. It's like literally you need to take days, there's some lag time, and there's just a lot of like components to it. Like, you have to know clearly what you're doing, okay? But I literally went in not knowing clearly what I want to do. I was so confused, and like, you know, if like the people see me, they probably go like, what the heck? Like, I literally had so many questions. And yeah, and like the one thing I was super frustrated was that the government didn't have a clear path on how to register a business without me going to see a lawyer. Like, for example, if I go to see a website, like to see their website, it tells me nothing. Like, you know, they don't have it in English. So obviously, like, I'm trying really hard to read it in Chinese, and then it's like, oh my gosh, like reading in Chinese is like, I don't even know what's going on, okay? Like, they just have so many specific terms that I don't know personally. And it's just like, oh my gosh, I remember looking at their website and I'm like, what is going on, guys? Like, I don't even know where to start. So this live stream is based off my own experience, like when I registered my own business, like, you know, and if you're like me, you're just like opening a business by yourself, like you have no other shareholders, you're just doing it all by yourself, then this is the live stream for you. And hopefully you can take away from this live stream or like, you know, what you learn from this and apply it to like when you want to register your business in Macau. And like, you know, since Macao's official language is Portuguese and Chinese, imagine the challenges I have to face when I have to go through the whole thing, okay? When I have to go over like, oh my gosh, like there's just so many terms that I have no clue. Like, you know, it's not something that, like, you know, for example, like tomato fried rice or whatever you call it, right? And I can read that, but like, oh my, when it's like those documents, I was having a headache, and I feel like I had some like white hair growing out. Like, even though I don't have white hair right now, but I felt like it, okay? I felt like I lost like a lot of hair, okay, guys? Like, this is just, it's just, imagine the amount of stress I was in when I was doing this, and I want you to avoid these kind of stress. So let's get started. So like there are 3 places that you have to go to when you register your business. There's like 2 important ones that you have to go like 100%, and one that I suggest you to go if you just want to protect yourself, like trademarking, like something that you worked really hard on and you want to make sure that that thing is protected. Then I suggest you go no matter what. You know what, to be honest, I suggest you to go just to get yourself protected from the law, right? So what are 3 places that you have to go to? Number 1, you have to go to the business registration. So that is near Rua de Campbell area. Like all 3 of these offices is somewhat close by. It's walkable distance. Number 2 is taxes office. So you have to like, apply for taxes once you open a business, right? And that's near the BNU Bank area. And number 3, as I mentioned before, is trademarking. Trademarking as in protecting your artwork or protecting your logo. That is across from Johan. So it's like all of them are like close by. Actually, it's actually not too bad. Yeah. So it is walkable distance. And today I'll be mainly going over how to register your business name. So that is one of the most important thing out of the 3, I feel like. So tip number 1 is to have a lot of copies of your ID. Like literally have your ID, Macau ID, and then photocopy it front and back 1 page, and have like 10 copies of it, and then put it in a folder or something and bring it around with you. The reason why I say that is that you have 0 clue when you need them, especially for like government documents. Like you would want to be prepared. Then later on finding out your session that, do you have a copy of your ID? And then you go like, no, like you're just like, what? You'll be like, what? I don't have the printed copy of the version of the ID, right? And then like later, oh no, you have to like have a copy of your ID, so you have to like line up all over again. And it's like, you know, when you line up, and it's not like, you know, a quick 5-minute lineup. Sometimes it takes 30 minutes, 1 hour for this lineup, right? So yeah, I'm telling you, have your printed, like, you know, photocopy version of the ID, have it prepared, bring it with you, bring 10 copies just in case, because you really have 0 clue when you'll need it. Like seriously, like you just have 0 clue, okay? Because like I'm telling you, I've experienced it a few times where like where they asked me like, yo, do you have a photocopy of version of your ID? And I was like, what? Like I'm just like, what's going on, right? I'm like, no. And basically like, okay, at the same time, it really depends if the person working there has a good day or not, okay? If they have a really good day, they're like, okay, that's fine, I'll help you photocopy it, just remember to bring it next time. But you may sometimes experience some people who just have a bad day and they're just kind of, no, we did it for you last time, you know, like just go out and do it. And the funny thing is that some of these offices nearby, you have to walk like, at least like 5 to 10 minutes to get to that like photocopy store, okay? So it does take like some walking distance, especially imagine it's like summertime, you're like sweating and you really don't want to walk too far. And yeah, like basically like they don't have photocopy services at the offices. I think it really depends which office too. I think some you have to pay, some they just go like, no, we don't have like photocopy services. And yeah, oh hello, hi Yuki, hi Kiki, how are you? Hello, hi everyone, welcome to my live stream. I'm just going over how to register a business in Macau. It is a tedious process and I want to make sure that I go over the basics with everyone and making sure everyone understand how to apply, how to register, so you don't have to go through this whole crazy maniac process that I had to go through. And yeah, so again, just a quick summary. Number one tip is to bring extra copies of your ID. Okay, that's like no matter what happens, just bring extra copies. Tip number 2, go to an official translation office for your name, for your business name. Like please find an official translator. Like legit, I think there are some companies that are official translation office. Please go there, I'm telling you. Like okay, so when you register, they will ask you for a Chinese name and a Portuguese name. English name is optional here, but like usually like for me, like I speak in English, so I register my business in English name also. But yeah, like you need a Chinese name and a Portuguese name. The reason why I emphasize on getting translated by an official translator is because if your Chinese and Portuguese name don't match, you'll have to like figure it out within a few days. So you have to like, you know, they'll be like, they phone you that, hey, your names don't match, and then you have to quickly like redo it, or else like within that time frame, or else like you have to it's like the time frame's within 2 weeks, right? So if you miss the deadline, then you have to reapply after 2 weeks. So it's another basically like a waste of time. So I'm telling you to have someone go to a translation office to do this. Like, you know, my friend was really kind to have someone to translate my business Portuguese name. However, it did not match my Chinese name. Okay, I literally, just I told you before, I got a phone call. They're like, yo, your Chinese name and your Portuguese name just don't match. Like, you have to like figure it out ASAP. You have to figure it out within like 2 days, or else like we have to like resubmit your application. Like I literally had to go back and change it again, and that was very stressful. Okay, I was like, oh my gosh. So I quickly asked like another friend who works at a translator office. I'm like, yo, can you translate this for me? Like this is like insane. So yeah, make sure go to a translator office. That's my tip number 2. Tip number 3 is to make sure to see that the name you want for your business does not already exist currently. Like actually check Facebook, check Google, you know, do a little bit of research just in case like name that you want is not already taken. And from what I remember, that the government database also has business names that you can like type it in and search it up. I think they have it in like a Macau government database for businesses. I don't know the website. I don't remember the website anymore, but I remember they do have it, so you can check from there too. So when you check it, you can save a lot of time and like, you know, money and time just walking back, waiting and back and forth, walking back and forth, you know, kind of thing. So do a little bit of research beforehand. When you go, it does make some difference. And like, yeah, so just make sure. I didn't have that problem, I think. It's just for me, the problem I had was that the Chinese name and the Portuguese name just didn't match. So, ooh, that's why I really emphasize on that. And then for tip number 4 is to please fill your business as a limited company. No matter if you're running your business as a solo person, I really recommend you to apply as a limited company. Like, for those of you who have no clue what the differences are, I'm just gonna explain to you like a quick summary of like what the difference is. So there are two types of businesses you can register as. One is a sole proprietorship and one is limited company. And like, what is sole proprietorship? So sole proprietorship, it just means that like the individual, so for example, me and like the company, we are together. I represent the company. We are one legal entity, right? So that's one thing. And like, there is no legal distinction between the owner and the business entity. So business, me, together, we formed one thing together. Okay, we represent everyone here. So sole proprietors have like a limited personal liability. So as I mentioned, because we're one legal entity together, this means that if something does happen to your business, so for example, if you are bankrupt and then like you have creditors, we have creditors like going like, yo, I want my money back. What do we take away from you first? Since you are one legal entity, right? Basically, they can take anything from you that's within, like that's under your name. For example, like, you have a house that's under your name. Okay, then like, I'm going to take that house. If you have savings account, you have some money in the savings account, I'm going to take all of that savings account just to get my money back, just for the creditors. So that's why it's a little bit scary, from what, it's a little bit scary because basically they could take anything away from you. Like if you have anything, any properties or anything that's under your name. And then for a limited company, so limited company is it's a different term now. So first we went to sole proprietorship. Second, we went to limited company. So limited company, it means that the liability is like only what they have invested or to their company. So for example, if for me, I invested 10 grand to company A, and that's all they're gonna, like, it's separate. Like me and the company are separate. So sole proprietorship is like me, company are together. So for limited company, it's me and company, we are separate. And so what that means is that, for example, how I mentioned just now that for creditors, for sole proprietorship, so if anything happens, they can take anything away that's under your name. But for a limited company, basically they can only take away what you have invested in the company. So for example, if I invested only 10K, so if I invested in 10K, like the creditors can only take away 10K. So they don't touch my bank accounts, they don't touch my like if I have like a house under my name or like any businesses under my name, like other businesses under my name, they don't take that away from me. They only take away that 10K. And then like so my lawyer actually told me afterwards, like, like what I explained just to you just now, my lawyer actually told me that I'm going to lose everything that has my name on it. Like, example, if my house has my name on it, they're going to take it away. They can take away my house or my savings account, and that really scared me, to be very honest. Like, that was really, really scary to know that, because I actually applied for sole proprietorship beforehand. Like, actually, like, I put in all the paperwork, so I actually had a business that was sole proprietorship. And after my lawyer told me about that, and I was actually freaking out, I was like, oh my gosh, what have I done? Like, literally, I was like, even though there's nothing happening, like nothing really going on with my business, I just opened it, but there was like nothing, of like no transactions or whatever it is. It's just like really peaceful, like just like not a lot of things in it. I was really, really worried, and then it was literally like I was like freaking out. I think there was one night that I couldn't sleep because I was actually kind of stressed out. I was like, oh my gosh, what have I done? Yeah, so like I immediately canceled my sole proprietorship, after hearing it from my lawyer, I'm like, yo, I just need to cancel this ASAP. I want to get this rid of it. Okay, I don't know what have I done. And cancellation of the company takes a bit of work too. And so I'm gonna go over it in the end, how you cancel the company, because I went through it too. So I'm just gonna give you like a quick bit of how it's gonna be canceled. And like, yeah, like it will take around 2 weeks to get your name approved. Like they will send you a text saying that your name is approved. And yeah, I just want to say hello everyone in the group chat. Hi Raymond, hi Lexter, welcome to my live stream. Hello everyone, I hope you're having a good day today. Like, how are you guys doing? Thank you for coming. I'm so happy to see everyone today. And like, you know, I just want to go over tip number 4. So tip number 4 is that make sure the government, like, you know, the documents, they spell your business name correctly on the spot. Okay. This was actually really funny because they actually spelled my Chinese business name wrong, and I didn't catch it on the spot. Okay, and that was A, my fault, and B was that, you know, how I can't really read my Chinese, right? So that's why I thought it was right, and later I found out from like my friend. I was like, yo, this is not the right name, and I'm like, what? And I actually didn't catch it right on the spot. I thought, like, you know, everything will be fine, but thankfully, like, I was shutting down the business, so to me, like, I didn't have to go through like the whole procedure of changing a name. Like, for me, I was shutting it no matter what. Okay, the sole proprietorship, I was shutting it down. So I was just like, okay, you know what, whatever, just like I didn't have to change it. So if you like, I don't have experience changing names, but I'm assuming it's gonna be a lot of process. And like, according to my lawyer, that it is very common for them to make mistakes. Like, it is absolutely like very common, so make sure to check it, or else there'll be like more procedures again. It'll be like a lot of back and forth, a lot of like you know, documents that you have to like fill in, all these kind of things. So make sure to really check your name, okay guys? Like, I am being very serious. Like, I made a mistake for that, and I want you to not make that same mistake, is to really check the name of the document, okay? And then like after like the name is approved, and if you are a limited company, you will need to make an appointment to see a legal counsel. I know that for sole proprietorship you don't have to meet the legal counsel, but like if you are a limited company, you do have to see a legal counsel. And at that session, you will be in a room, like from what I remember, it's like a big, like a, think of it as a conference table, right? So for the conference table, right, basically like in that table there's gonna be like a long brown table, and then the legal counsel sitting in front of you, and then you're basically at the back, and they will basically go over some personal details. They'll be like, oh yeah, like make sure everything, your personal name is correct. For example, like your name, birthday, like all these kind of things are correct. And also like they maybe talk about your business, and maybe like, you know, for the business it means that the name, like make sure the Chinese name and Portuguese name, English name, whatever it is, that it is correct, like, you know, what industry it is. So basically they go over these kind of details, and then later they'll have this hammer. They'll literally have this hammer, and they're like, okay, your business is officially open. I mean, it sounds very cool, but you know, as someone that like, you know, first time, you know, solo it, I didn't go through the process, but I know how it works, because yeah, like the second time I applied for a limited company, I actually went to see a lawyer, so my lawyer actually did it for me, so like I didn't have to go through it, so I don't know what it is like. And yeah, so the whole procedure takes around like 1.5 months to set up a business. If everything is smooth sailing, you know, nothing bad happens to your business, like just everything is like, yeah, rainbows and unicorns, you know, nothing going on here, then like, you know, I would say it's around 1.5 months. Like, so hopefully after this live stream, like whatever tips I gave you right now, you take it really to heart, or you can, you know, just like message me on my Facebook page on the Porkchop Bun, or comment on this video if you have any questions, and I'll do my best to really help you, because I was so stressed out doing this, guys, and I'm like, you know, as your best friend in Macau, I really want to see you succeed, so you don't have to go through the same mistakes and problems that I went through. So just right here, your best friend here, I'm gonna help you out. And I just want to say hi, Wilson! Welcome to this live stream! Hi, how are you doing tonight? And yeah, for tip number 5, like after you go through these whole procedures, I would recommend is to have a company stamp, you know, just to make sure that, you know, for these company stamps, why it is so important is that, you know, having a company stamp, it just means that you represent your company, and it authorizes important company documents and official receipts. For example, like maybe you do business with some other supplier, or, you know, there's maybe some specific industries that you need like a stamp, and it's like, you know, even though you're by yourself, I recommend to have a stamp ready, you know, whatever it is, right? Like, I don't suggest making the stamp on Taobao. Like, you know, I did talk to my lawyer about it, because the laws in China, they are very different than in Macau. So that's why, like, there are stamp shops, like official stamp shops in Macau. There's like 2 or 3, from what I know, 2 or 3 stamp shops in Macau that you can go to. And like, I went to the one near, like at Horta y Costa. That's a really well-known one. They've been doing the stamp stuff for like 2 or 3 for like 20 years, sorry, maybe like more than 20 years, you know. So basically they do it for a lot of businesses, so that's why, like, I really suggest having a stamp, just to it just makes your business more legitimate, right? So when it makes you look more legitimate, it just looks good for, like, you know, official government documents. And secretly, you know, I just like stamping stuff. I just go like, yeah, everyone gets my stamp. But yeah, you know, this is something that I really suggest, is to get your business stamp. And yeah, like, you know, I would also suggest, like, my tip number 6 is to don't go on Mondays. This is what I heard from my lawyer, actually. They said don't go on Mondays because, you know, because weekends they have days off, right? So a lot of people would love to go on Mondays, so there's gonna be a long lineup and all these kind of things, right? So don't go on Mondays, and go to the government with the business registration, the one that wrote the combo. Go really early in the mornings, because lawyer offices aren't open yet. Like, they open around like 10:30 to 11, like afterwards. So that's why, like, my lawyer told me to, like, oh yo, just go really early beforehand, so you just like miss that traffic, and you just don't have to like line up for a long time. And yeah, just don't go on Mondays. So basically you don't have to line up that long, right? And like, I do want to mention, like, why I was having such a hard time at the, like, registering my business. The reason is that, you know, they don't have an English version, from what I know. Like, I remember I did research on the website. I don't remember seeing like an English information site for me. So that was really hard, because I don't speak Portuguese, or like, you know, my Chinese is kind of limited, so obviously like I couldn't read it, like I couldn't find any information. I asked my friends, and they don't have, like, none of them have experience opening a business before, or whoever, like, who has a little bit of like knowledge, they couldn't tell me the exact steps on how to do it. So that was already like really tough on my part. And like, at the same time, like, I just hope that, you know, Macau government has like a, maybe like even a drawing or something, you know, just go like, okay, this is what you do first, like, you know, what I'm doing right now, like a live streaming right now, like what I as in what I'm doing and telling you right now, just the steps that you should go through. Like step 1, you go to this office, and then step 2, you go to this office, and explain what each office does. Like I really hope if like the government office workers, they do see this live stream, I really hope that you take it to note, because I was really frustrated. Like literally, like I was going there, like, you know, I was lining up. Okay, so I got my ticket, and then I was like seeing this person who was trying to help me out. Like they don't have enough time to let you like sit down, have like tea, and like explain everything to you. They literally just go like, okay, you know, you're opening the office by yourself, okay, you do this by yourself. Like so proprietorship, but without understanding what I'm trying to do, right? So I was really confused, and basically they're, oh yeah, you have to go to like this office next, right? But I didn't understand what that office does. So like literally, like I wish they have someone like a booth, like somewhere, just to like have me, like, you know, just to go over, like, you know, have some chatting with me, so I have a better understanding without me going to see a lawyer, because lawyers are expensive, they are pretty pricey, and like, you know, not a lot of people can pay that lawyer price, right? So I was hoping, like, you know, if they have like someone just sitting there and just helping you out, I think that already makes my day a lot better. Okay, like I really emphasize on that, and I really do hope that the government office workers, they can improve on it. That's my suggestion, because yeah, like literally, I just remember like this was half a year ago. Yeah, I think around June, when I applied for my business, and it was kind of like, oh, like this will be like, literally I was like, oh my gosh, guys, like I was having like a heart attack, or like my blood pressure was like rising. Okay, I kid you not. When I was at the government office, I was literally like, why? Like, why are you making my life so hard? Like, I'm those kind of people that's like chop, okay? Like, I don't have a lot of patience to like literally research this whole thing, okay? I literally want like my answers be given to me, like this live stream, like this is what I need to do, this is what I have to go to, this is where I have to like hand in my stuff, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. But you know what, like my tip number 7, which is I think my final tip here, is to really go see a lawyer. Like if you don't know and you don't have any basics, go see a lawyer. Like, you know what I'm telling you right now, I'm only covering the basics, and obviously like everyone has their own business, everyone has different maybe industries that you need to be more aware of. Like, you know, maybe you have a restaurant, or maybe you are maybe you're planning to open a restaurant, a cafe, or you're planning to open like what do you call it, like a service retail company. Obviously each company is different. I'm just covering from my standpoint, as in one person opening a business. Like I don't have shareholders, whatever it is, I'm just doing it by myself. Yeah, I'm just sharing my experience with you. Go see a lawyer if you're not sure. Like I would 100% go for it. If I knew that, like, you know, I was trying to avoid seeing a lawyer at first because I find it very expensive, and a lot of people are like, oh, you don't need to see a lawyer, you know, it's just a waste of your money and time. But for me, like, I was so thankful afterwards that I did see a lawyer, just to go over the whole thing. Like, you know, you can decide if you want to go with them or not, but just knowing, and you get to really talk to them and ask them questions, even though it is pricey. Like it is a few $1,000s for like, you know, for a few, like a half an hour is already a few $1,000s. So that's why it is kind of expensive. And I hopefully, like, you know, from what you learn from today's live stream, that I can save you that kind of money. But again, as I mentioned, I am not a lawyer, I am not a professional, I don't, you know, I'm not in the law. I'm just trying to do my best to help you guys out, you know, just like really helping you guys out, just to make sure that you avoid my mistakes. Like I help you save time and money while you go through registering your business as a process. It is like a lot of work. It is a headache, it is pain in the bum. So yeah, like if you're really not sure, really not sure, just go see a lawyer. And yeah, but like, you know, I am so glad that I did see the lawyer like the second time, because then like I felt very knowledgeable after coming out of the session, like with the lawyer. Like I was thoroughly like, okay, so I totally understand what's going on now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I felt like I bought, even though it is expensive, I bought that money as a knowledge, if that makes sense. Like I traded knowledge for that. And I'm just really glad that I really did that, because they go through this whole thing with you. If you have any questions, they have it for you. You know, like I was very, like, I felt like I could sleep easier you know, just to have that meeting with that lawyer. Like I felt like I was like, okay, Ken, there's no problem to it. Like they gave me a lot of tips, and you can ask them like some different scenarios. For example, like what happens if this happens, and they'll give you like answer to it. So yeah, like if you really don't know how this whole business thing work, how to register your business from the government, then I would say go see a lawyer. And they also have an option to help you do it also. So I actually, my second time, I actually had a lawyer to do my second business. Sorry, it's the same business. I had the lawyer to do it for me, because A, I don't want to like waste my time, like, you know, going back and forth to that government building, and B, you know, I am a little bit like, I can't really read my Chinese, so having my lawyer to do it for me, at least like I am rest assured that, okay, you know, like they can do it for me. And they also, you know, really funny thing about that is that my lawyer actually told me that like the government messed up my name and I had to go back to sign something. So basically they were like pretty on top of their game. It is expensive. I'm just gonna let you know that it is expensive. Just be prepared for that. Yeah, so my next topic would be like how to close your business. So remember I mentioned previously that like I opened a sole proprietorship because I didn't know what the heck I'm doing. Okay, like I didn't know what I was doing with this whole registration as a business process. So I'm gonna be going over like how to close your business, and thankfully closing your business is easier than opening up a business. So first, you just tell them, you're like, oh, I want to close your business. But before that, remember before you close your business, you have to go to the taxes office. So this is another, like a taxes office. And just to tell them that you're closing business. So after you finish your taxes office, that you told the taxes office that you're closing company, they're going to give you documents. So remember to bring those documents before you close your company, okay? You have to have that taxes form saying that it's already closed, like as in like they already closed the company. So remember to have those documents before you go to the business registration, like to close down your business. So A, you have to have that, and B, like you tell them, you're like, oh, I want to close my business. They'll have a sample document ready for you that, like, you know, it just states that you're closing your business. So basically they have a format for you, and usually like you can take it home and you type it up. But for me, I was like, you know what, I don't want to go back and forth with it. I'm just gonna like write it out. So literally, your girl has to write it out in Chinese, okay? Like I just asked them for paper, and thankfully I brought my own pen. So like, oh yeah, so remember to bring your own pen. So that's tip number 8. Okay, the government, their pens, a lot of them don't work. So remember to like really just like bring your own pen, so you could just like sign, like, you know, just like write your own things. You never know where you're gonna use it, right? So yeah, so basically like I have to write it out for my business, right? Like basically they have a sample document. You copy exactly what they wrote and you just fill it with your name and your business name, and I think you sign it. So after you are done writing that, you have to go to another floor, and that floor is basically that you have to get your ID and document verified, and then you got like, it's just like verification that this is a legitimate document that says that it's closing. It's just like a document verification. It's like legitimate, and you have to remember to like go to that floor, or else they will not accept it. So go to that floor, have your ID and document verified, you know, the sample document that we just finished writing, to have it verified. And then you have to go down one floor to go back to the previous floor, and you hand it in. afterwards, like closing process takes around 2 weeks. If nothing really happens to it, it takes around 2 weeks, and that's it. Like afterwards, I think you only get a receipt and you get a text message saying that your business is closed. Yeah, something like that. So I just remember that, you know, after I found my sole partnership is closed, I was like, whew, okay, I can finally sleep now. Because I messed up so badly. I was freaking out. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I don't know why I was stressed out now I think about it. Because, like, you know, it's not like my business is, like, running. Like, you know, there's no, like, super, like, big transactions. Or there's any transactions that, oh, I just opened it. Because of, like, you know, there's something going on. And I just need to open it. Or else, like, something's not working for me. And yeah, like I just like this is part 1. Like I literally went over like the basics on how to register your business. And literally I went over the names, the different types of businesses that you need to register, and like some suggestions that if you don't know what you're doing, you can ask a lawyer. But hopefully, like, you know, this live stream really covers it. Like that's what I was hoping for, that like it covers mostly the basics. And yeah, like really let me know if you have any questions, you know, in the group chat. You could just let me know in the group chat, or you can leave comments on my YouTube video. Like you could just like comment and I'll do my best to answer them. And also, yeah, you can message me on Facebook also, and I'll just do my best to answer them. You know, as your best friend in Macau, I really want to see you, like, you know, succeed, and making sure that you don't waste your money and time. Like just a really heart-to-heart honest talk with you guys, okay? Like really, that's what I'm hoping for like today's live stream for part 1 on registering your business. And like for part 2, like I just like I'll be going over part 2 on how to register your business in Macau next week, like the whole package for part 2. So part 2 is basically like trademarking, and like trademarking your logo, your business name, like these kind of things, and also like taxes. Which, like, I remember, like, taxes, I was so confused what's going on, too. I was like, what? Like, you know, what are we doing for taxes? All these kind of things. So, yeah, I really hope that part 2 of this live stream, that you're gonna be there for my next week's live stream. And yeah, like, I just want to say, like, a big thank you for everyone who is here right now. I just want to say hello there. And I just really want to share my feelings, because I just want to say it's my 10th live stream. I can't believe it. It's been my 10th live stream, everyone. Yay! Like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe it. It's been such a long process, I would say. Like, it's been a very long time. Like, I started it in September. Like, you know, I started it when the Porkchop Bun celebrated its first anniversary, and I still remember I didn't know how to do lighting. Like, if you compare to my first live stream and to like the 10th live stream, it's already a huge improvement, everyone. Like, I literally, this is not what it looks like back here, okay? Like, for my first live stream, I literally had like a ring light and just like one light at the corner, and it looked really intense. But now, like, you know, I finally found my own vibe, my own chill vibes. Like, I really want to have this feeling that when you watch my live stream, it's really relaxing and it's like very chill of ending your night kind of thing. So that's what I was aiming for. Yes, there are some improvements. Like, I'm still working on my live streams, but like, you know, I really enjoyed it, I would say. Like, for my first 10 live streams, like, I'm pretty proud of myself, actually. Like, pat myself on the back. Like, it is not easy, like, for sure. Like, it is definitely not easy for live stream. Like, if you ask me, like, if live stream is easier or if video, like shooting a video, is easier, it's different, I would say. Like, you know, for live streaming, it's, for me, like, because I know every live streamer is different. So for me, it's just that for live streaming, I don't have to edit my video afterwards. I do have to edit like little bits of parts, but I don't have to put so much effort in editing. It's the researching part that takes a lot of work for me. Yeah, so the researching part for me, I literally have to, like, I take a lot of hours just to research and to make sure that like I hit all my points when I do these kind of live stream. Like I want to make sure that my facts get checked and stuff. But for when I shoot a video, it takes a lot more time. Like I'll be very serious with you. Like if I would say live stream takes me like 4 hours, including researching and maybe doing my thumbnail, like writing it out and live streaming, it would take 4 hours. But on the other hand, for my videos, it does take 10 hours because I have to shoot my video, and that takes like 1 hour or maybe a little bit more than an hour, and I have to edit my video. But yeah, I'm just like I'm just really proud of myself. Like I didn't know how to use OBS, like that system for live streaming. I have zero clue, and I'm just so glad that my friend really helped me set it up for me. Or like I'm just so glad that everyone is here with me. Like, oh, thank you, Raymond. Oh, that's so nice of you. I see your claps, so I'm super happy that like everyone's with me. Like I am super grateful, like really, like everyone who has been with me ever since my first live stream. I am super grateful for everyone. Really, seriously, you don't know how grateful I am to have you besties. You guys are seriously the best. Okay, like seriously, you guys are my number ones. So that is my quick update, like quick celebration of my 10th live stream, and also like just a review of what I just mentioned. Going forward, if you are planning to open or register a business, hopefully this live stream really helped you. This is only the part 1 of the series. There is going to be part 2 that's going to be next week. So for part 1, just a quick summary again. I went over some basics on how to register a name, how to do some research before you apply, the different types of companies, and also like see a lawyer if you don't understand it. And then for next week, I am going over like trademarking and also like taxes. So yeah, I am so happy. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to all the subscribers that are here. Thank you to all the besties who are here today. Thank you to all the new subscribers. I am so happy to have you here today. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Your best friend in Macau is here to help you succeed. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions. And thank you for everyone who's watching, and I'll see you next time, next Monday at 9:30 p.m. So this is Candy from the Porkchop Bun, your best friend in Macau. Bye bye everyone. Bye besties.